Hello everybody and welcome back to Pravus Gaming and more Plague Inc. Evolved custom scenarios. We're gonna try out Star Wars. Why? Well, because I love Star Wars, but I'm a little bit afraid of getting some copy striking, but you never know. It could be fun. I'm very curious what they're gonna do, because I have a bit of a bone to pick with Star Wars lately. And I'm curious if this is actually gonna go into it or not. Cringe Lord Cronin. Create the first Star Wars and keep making movies and TV shows until you infect everyone. And then ruin it all! Ruin it all with The Last Jedi! Sorry, I'm a little bit bitter. Months later, I'm still freaking bitter about that movie. It was terrible. Alright, so it looks like we're gonna have a Nurex Worm. I don't get to choose any of the genes. Normal difficulty. Star Wars! Oh, this is my first custom scenario. In this scenario, you are Star Wars. You must infect, aka make people a fan, everyone. Halfway through, Disney will take over and it will lower the infection rate because it sucks so much. Yay! New movie called Star Wars hits the theaters and is a smash hit. Breaks the box office records at $461 million. 1977. You know, it's really fun occasionally talking to my dad about Star Wars. He remembers when all that stuff got released. You know, and then like The Empire Strikes Back comes out. And people were actually going up and down the line after seeing the movie like, you have to give me $50 right now, I'm going to tell you the ending. And people were doing it because they didn't want to have it spoiled. Like, it was such a cultural phenomenon. Man, Star Wars. Ugh. Allows the movies to leave the USA. Who stopped it? We had an export embargo on Star Wars? This is a uniquely American movie. No one else can enjoy it. It shall make us strong. Whatever, we're going global. Land. Movies now travel by land vehicles. In tapes or something. Because people haven't used the internet. It's only 1977. Water. Movies travel by boat. And air. Movies travel by, wait for it, planes. Hey. All right, we had to start off in the United States. I guess we'll go ahead and grab land or something to start. Just get around to Mexico and Canada, then we'll kind of move on from there. Symptoms. Rename the first movie. It was originally Star Wars, but then it was such a phenomenal hit that George Lucas had to rename it to Star Wars A New Hope, otherwise known as Star Wars Episode 4. It is to us. I actually don't know. When Star Wars A New Hope was, like, renamed as that, was it called Episode 4? Or was it just Star Wars A New Hope, and then after the prequels were announced, we renamed it to Episode 4? Or was George Lucas thinking that far ahead from the beginning? I actually don't know the answer to that question. Christmas special. No! Burn it! Hide it! No one must know! I don't want to do it, actually. I don't think I'm going to pick up the Christmas special. I think I'm going to let that be a mutation thing. That'll be George Lucas's mistake. All right, we also have merch. Make merch! Ah, yes, the true reason that Disney bought out on Star Wars. Friggin' porgs! All right, video games. Make video games. Yes, like Star Wars Rogue Squadron. I'm a little concerned that there's not going to be much in the way of content here, because it seems like the transmission and abilities are rather lacking. Also, the movie is spreading remarkably quickly via airport to, well, pretty much everywhere. The United States is already very, very fully infected. So for transmission, let's go ahead and pick the less of these two up. We'll just go for water and air, make it super duper easy. For our symptoms, we are going to rename the first movie. Then we have Episode 5. Make an Episode 5. You couldn't just be bothered to say, make The Empire Strikes Back the best Star Wars movie? Yep, that was too much to ask for. Okay, let's go for Episode 5. I think this is a very linear storyline. We're also releasing Episode 6. It's still 1977. George Lucas is cranking these things out. Man, he knows how to strike the iron while it's hot. That'll lead to Episode 1. Up, and this is where things start to go horribly, horribly wrong. It's even got the X over the heart. People start disliking it. And yet somehow we're still making a killing in the box office. So I'm not going to complain. Episode 2. My question is this actually going to go down the route of like, hey, let's create, you know, Star Wars Rebels and the Clone Wars. The good Clone Wars, by the way. I know a lot of people are big fans of that animated series that went on with, like, I don't know, Ahsoka and all that stuff. I think the dialogue was cringy as heck. You know, the good Star Wars Clone Wars was the one done by the same guy who made Samurai Jack. Now that was actually a pretty good series. Go for Episode 2, then Episode 3. Up, it's the death of the series. We are still gaining infectivity. Somehow I would have expected it to like start going down as like a commentary on the series, but I don't know. Clone Wars. Hey, make the Clone Wars. We're doing it. Rebels. Make the Star Wars Rebels. Then we have Episode 7. Oh, Star Wars, you've done me so dirty. Why didn't you go ahead and like, I think the author should go ahead and branch off and create like, you know, the extended universe and the novels and everything else. The Yuuzhan Vong and the Katana Fleet and Admiral Thrawn and all that cool stuff. There's so much good stuff in the Star Wars universe. And then Disney retconned the whole frickin' thing. Stabbed me in the heart. It was really sad. Yeah, like the Old Republic era is a classic and amazing. Morocco, by the way, for some reason, will not get on board with the incredibleness that is Star Wars. Oh, it is still 1977, by the way. Okay, so about halfway through, you said. I don't know. Seems like Disney should have acquired me by now. Let's go for episode 7. Rouge One, not Rogue One. Rouge. Episode 8. Ah! Still hurts my heart. Solo. Solo, which, by the way, when is Disney going to figure out that they need to fire the director who made episode 8? Because it was terrible. Not the director. Well, that too. But the writer. Whoever's in charge of LucasArts right now, freaking fire that lady. She's terrible. I mean, it's just freaking evidenced by Solo. I haven't even seen Solo yet. And that's a big deal because I'm a massive Star Wars nerd. I had an almost encyclopedic knowledge of this stuff. Okay? Huge Star Wars fan. But episode 8 left such a sour taste in my mouth, I refuse to see Solo. I won't do it. I am boycotting the series right now, and it hurts! It hurts! Because I like Star Wars still. When it was good, I remember the good days of the original trilogy. And then the prequels were kind of on a downward slope, and by kind of, I mean in some cases really freaking bad. Oh, by the way, it's a worldwide thing, and everyone loves it. Well, let's go ahead and make episode 9. And you know what? Just because you're all so nice. There we go. Christmas special. You made everyone a fan. It was incredibly easy. It somehow took 319 days. Oh, God. I mean, I know that I'm supposed to be playing this and, like, thinking of, you know, plaguing stuff. First off, the scenario, hate to say it, it's just kind of okay. There's really not much to it. I know this is your first scenario, so kudos for giving it a shot. Because I do know that making a scenario can be very difficult. But you also created a scenario that's 100% linear. There's nothing to do in anything. So this really needs to branch off in a lot more. And the Disney takeover didn't even happen. So I would give this one a solid, like, C+ for effort kind of a thing. But the scenario itself is okay. Sorry, I don't mean to be critical. I know it's your first time. It's just, it isn't a complicated scenario at all. But man, I'm still thinking about frickin' Star Wars. One of these days I should actually release a video. I wrote out every single thing wrong with Star Wars, and it's hilarious now watching people like How It Should Have Ended or CinemaSins or all these other people coming out with videos that are like, here's all the things went wrong. And not even just like those big channels, all the other smaller ones. Like, here's the things that went wrong with episode 8. And every single one of their points is something I pointed out. It's a god-awful movie. And whoever's in charge of LucasArts right now needs to be fired so badly. Because Disney has the golden cow right here. No, not golden cow. Golden goose. Thank you. Golden goose is laying the golden eggs, and they're killing it. They're killing the golden goose. You know how much money they should have made in Solo? So much money. And it was a flop by Star Wars comparison. Disney needs to wake the heck up and start making Star Wars to be good again. Sorry, no, I don't think it's a very good scenario. I'm really sorry to say that. It's just, keep trying. Please, for the love of God, don't let it discourage you. But also, you know, look at all the other great scenarios and stuff out there and learn from that if you're going to continue. Cringe, Lord Cronin. But I do appreciate you putting it up there. And you know what? Despite the fact that I don't think it's all that good, congratulations getting on the popular tab. That's pretty impressive. Thank you all very much for watching. I do hope that you enjoyed and will forgive me my rant against Star Wars. Just understand that it is the crying out of despair from a true fan who feels like he has been let down and stabbed in the heart. My childhood has been torn to shreds. Let the past die. Kill it if you have to. The actual mantra for Star Wars right now, and it hurts. So I love Star Wars, don't get me wrong. But man, I need to vent a little bit. Anyway, thank you all for watching again. Hit that like button, leave a comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.